I can't be bothered to start again. Don't fall. Good evening. It's sort of natural, isn't it? I mean, you know, I'm not great at doing editing anyway, so let it be as it is. Although having said that, I've already recorded this video once and thought, oh my God, that's absolute rubbish. I'll do it again. I'm sort of polishing my motorbike boots, and you can see they're already quite highly polished because I've already bloody well done them, but it didn't work out. I wasn't pointing the camera in the right place. I don't even know if this will work out. I was just at my computer writing a little memory from childhood days, so I wrote it down and I thought I'll share that. But to try and make it a bit more interesting, I'll polish my boots at the same time. Yeah, so that's what I'm doing. One day, the assistant housemother, a young Irish woman, not much more than a girl really, she took me to nursery school. I remember it was her because she was nice and she spoke with a soft Irish voice that I used to love to listen to. I'd been going to nursery school since I was 2 years old, so I'd got used to that kind of routine. I don't remember much of what went on in nursery school. I'm reading this and the computer just went off. The screen went blank. I don't know why I'm reading it. I've only just written it. It just makes it easier. Yeah, so I don't remember much of what went on in nursery school, except we used to play with toys a lot and listen to stories. What did I do with that brush? Oh, yeah. And listen to stories, and we had to go to the toilet at certain times during the day, and we were sitting on enamel pots, and there was a few rows. Oh, I'm trying to read it and trying to remember it at the same time. I'll just read it. Yeah, anyway, I was at nursery school. I don't remember much of what went on there, except we used to play with toys a lot and listen to stories, and we had to go to the toilet at certain times, sitting on an enamel pot, and there were a few rows of folding beds with grey blankets, and us kids had to lie down on them and cover ourselves with a blanket and have a sleep during the afternoon, I presume. The grown-ups that used to I'm not doing very well. Yeah, anyway, the grown-ups there, if we didn't go to sleep, the grown-ups used to get angry. I don't know why. Why'd they get angry? Maybe we were making noise. I don't think I was very noisy. I remember when we woke up, we had to have a drink of orange squash. That's about all I remember about nursery school. Except for this one day, this day in particular, the day when the Irish assistant housemother took me. After she'd gone, I noticed some of the grown-ups looking at me and pointing and talking. Then one of them came up to me and said, "You shouldn't be here, John. You should be at the big school because you're 5 now." I had to put my jacket back on and my outdoor shoes, and they just told me to go. Nobody came with me. I had to find it on my own. It wasn't that too bad because I knew where it was, because it was like the nursery school, it was still in the grounds of the children's home. Oh, did I mention that it was a children's home? I probably have. It was near Croydon in Surrey, this children's home. It was just like a village, really. There were a lot of houses, and each house had about a dozen kids. Anyway, that's by the by. As far as this story goes. Hang on, I'm going to just get a bit of newspaper. I've put newspaper down because I'm polishing my shoes. The only reason I've put the newspaper down is because I thought it was the proper thing to do. If you see me polishing my shoes and I haven't covered the floor, you'll think, oh. But the truth is, I don't normally put the newspapers down. I just polish them. See, newspaper like that gives you a good shine. Look at that, not bad, is it? I've had these a couple of years now. I've looked after them quite well. Where was I? Oh yeah, the big school. Actually, it was the junior school I was going to, not the big school. That would be secondary, wouldn't it? Actually, it was primary school. I'm not reading this now, I'm just going back a minute. It was a primary school. Anyway, it was in the grounds of the home, and it was about 10 minutes walk away for a little lad like me. I remember being a bit worried about finding it, but I was more worried about getting there and what would happen when I did. This was the first time I'd ever been on my own, walking about without an adult with me. See, suddenly I'm 5 years old and on my own. Time to be brave and be a man. I found school all right, but it was very quiet. No kids or adults to be seen or heard. I walked from the gate to the only door I could see. The door was closed, so I knocked on it. Nothing happened. I doubt if anyone would have heard me knocking because it was a big solid door. No, it was a big old door, but it had glass panes in half of it. Anyway, I knocked, then nobody came. You know, it wasn't a very loud knock, I wasn't very strong. I've gone off the plot now, gone off the story I've written. Because I'll tell you why. Because my glasses need cleaning and I can't read it. Anyway, this door, I waited outside it for what seemed like a long, long time. And that's when my memory goes. Well, for a moment anyway. Suddenly, I was in a classroom being told off in a really horrible way by a sour-faced woman for being late. Lots of kids looking at me. I still remember that teacher. First teacher I ever knew. And her name was Miss Violet Miles. Didn't like her at all. She didn't seem to like me. Anyway, she was telling me off for being late. It wasn't my bloody fault. I was only 5. Anyway, she made me feel really nervous, and I wanted to go to the toilet to do a number 2, but I didn't dare ask for permission. I can remember that much. I can't remember what happened after that. But it must have been all right, because I'm fairly sure I would have remembered if I'd shit my pants on my first day at school. That's that. Just things I do. You see, I sit on my typewriter and I love writing, so I just wrote it. Just a memory. And the other thing I wanted to mention today was, you know, when I'm bantering with Andy and Dan and being blokes, basically talking nonsense and making jokes and that in bad taste. Is that all right to do on my videos? I just want to be myself. I don't want to pretend that I don't do that. I don't want to pretend I'm perfect. Well, I think by now you might know that I'm not perfect. But it just suddenly strikes me, the way the world is these days. People seem to be very easily offended. It's like going back to Victorian times when you couldn't. Well, you had to be very careful what you said or did or anything in the Victorian times. Not that I was there. I was born after that. But then the Victorian times passed, didn't they? And you got into the 1920s and 30s when it was more permissive, a bit more permissive. And then after that, you got through the war. Then in the 60s, it was very permissive, wasn't it? Some of you remember. And now, it seems to me that it's gone full circle again, almost to Victorian times, where you've got to be very careful what you say. And I don't want to be careful about what I say. I want to say what I feel, even if it's frowned upon these days. I mean, I wouldn't say anything terribly offensive to anyone, but well, maybe I would, but not deliberately. Anyway, I just wondered what you thought about that. Oh, and I'll tell you why I'm telling you, because after that yesterday's film about when we was in the cafe telling naughty jokes, which I edited a lot of that out, I shouldn't really do that, should I? Why I'm telling you this is because I edited a lot of what I said out, and even though I did that, I lost a couple of subscribers. I noticed on the subscriber count. I mean, it goes up and down anyway, but I just thought, oh, it's funny, isn't it? I've just done that thing talking about homosexuals and prostitutes and stuff, and maybe I've offended a couple of people. That's why I'm saying that. Anyway, it's another one of those videos, isn't it, where I can't get out of my bike. I'll be glad when it's summer. Anyway, thanks for looking in. I hope you can see me all right. As I say, I've done this video before and couldn't even see my face. Maybe that's a good thing. Take care, everyone. Hope you'll come back again soon. Bye for now.